somebody had stole something from him, or so he thought. He sat everybody around the table.
Oh shit, yeah.
Remember he was dressing all black
Nino
with the
Brown.
gold chain? Yeah, the Nino Brown, and he had the fake dog. He like
that has to be the greatest moment in Martin. You're right. You're absolutely right. In other news of people sort of getting the band back together, so to speak, it's going to be the 30th anniversary of one of the greatest shows of all time. It's not just some of these shows that we still talk about for years past, for decades past. You have to be ingrained in the culture, but not just ingrained in the culture so much that after 20, 30 years, people are still referencing you.
Yeah.
People are still talking about you. You're still making headlines after like a few seasons of one show. You know how rare that is? One of the shows that might be one of the greatest examples of this, none other than Martin. We're coming up here on the 30th anniversary, which is mind blowing to even like Martin. I don't even know how to even put that into words. Like people who were born at the time that Martin came on the air are full. You're fairly close to that age level where, and like I don't know why that blows my mind so much. It's like there were people who were born way after the fact that still know what the fuck Martin is, and that was like decades before that they were born. That's crazy to me, dude.
Like the show came out like 12, 15 years before they were born, and it's still like relevant to them. I mean, this show's ingrained in like not just the DNA of like, you know, Black community, but like it's ingrained in like a lot of the different like areas of our lives that we enjoy, right? You see Martin referenced all the time in music, hip hop. You see it referenced in like other shows and movies that you may watch, and they may use like, you know, a line or reenact like a moment from an interaction between like Tom or Martin and Gina, Martin and Cole, bruh, man, like whoever it was, right? But I think interestingly enough, like you may not know, I'm a huge sneakerhead, so you may not know this, but Martin was one of those shows, just like Fresh Prince, that like impacted sneaker culture like tenfold. Like they're still releasing like
that's why Jordans. That's part of the reason why Jordans are Jordans. Because they had shows like Martin out there that were just like, was like, yo, this is a no-brainer right here. This is the thing that you want. I still remember the episodes that they would talk about like how Martin wanted the sneakers, but Gina limited the amount that they could spend in the account.
And the sneakers were a big part of like his character, right? It was always like people, you know, go back and rewatch old episodes. Like, damn, he had on like the 96 Jordan 11s in that episode, and like it's like a big thing. So it's just funny to see how much that show's not just impacted like, you know, TV and comedy, but you know, music and fashion and all of those different areas. One of the greatest shows of all time, man. The moments in the show, it's even hard to just put into words just how ingrained it is in culture. Like people still reference the Shilligan's Island episode when, you know, they're beating up the little fucking rat. The rat. What was it like? That motherfucker was big.
That shit was hilarious.
Wasn't it a possum?
It was something. I don't know what the fuck it was supposed to be. It was like a rat / possum / fucking bat. I don't know what the fuck that thing was. But you know, people still reference that. You know, people still, don't you know no good, no good, or fucking Jerome. Jerome,
watch your mouth.
I say Jerome.
Shanae.
I say Jerome. Little Roscoe. Fucking Otis.
Yeah.
You know,
one of my favorite people was Cole. Remember he would do the bird noises.
I always felt like they were too heavy with Cole's stupidity.
A little bit, but like it was
a little heavy.
For then, it was great. Now
So I'm actually going to talk about this in context of. So I'm going to talk about it in a little bit. I'm actually for the first time ever watching Seinfeld, and I'll reveal how I feel about it then. But I like what they did with Seinfeld in that they don't have any. I mean, you have George Costanza, who is kind of the stupid character, but he's not that, like, he's not Cole level stupid.
Yeah, he's more like just dim-witted.
Or like he's like more of just like a believable stupid, where it's just like he just does reckless shit because he just likes doing reckless shit, you know. Whereas Cole was just like they just made him seem so stupid.
Yeah.
I really wish they would have eased up on that just a little bit, because I think it would have made the show that much more believable.
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
especially over like
subtle
time.
ones.
I feel like when the show came out, it was funny, and it's like whether or not you believed it then, it was funny and it was like on beat, right?
Yeah.
You fast forward to like 10, 20 years later, I see what you're saying about how like his character in particular might have just been like over dramatized a bit.
Yeah, with his stupidity. But anyways, so Martin's turning 30, man. Like I said, one of my favorite moments was the episode where it was the baby shower, and he look, I know today it's kind of maybe like a fucked up, joke or whatever, but I remember he was talking to Bobby, right? Like the woman who's like, she fucking just hated men.
Yeah, I remember.
And he's like, well, Bobby, if you hate men so much, how come you're trying so hard to look like one? And it was just like, I just remember just every time I watched that scene, I just die laughing because it was such a fucking like, it was like, he was the king of comeback, and obviously it's a show, so you're just writing it ahead of time, but it was just like the fucking king of comeback where somebody would say something slick.
Yeah.
And then he just came back with something crazy.
You could not be Martin. I don't know, real quick, I think my favorite one, I think it was a Halloween episode. And I think like he was like looking for somebody, somebody had stole something from him, or so he thought, and he sat everybody around the table.
Oh shit, yeah.
And, like, remember he was dressing all black
Nino
with the
Brown.
gold chain? Yeah, the Nino Brown. He had the fake dog. He'd be like,
that has to be the greatest moment in Martin. You're right. You're absolutely right.
That's my favorite.
But you know what the funniest part about that scene is? The thing that is like the fucking cherry on top, that is the fucking perfection that is that scene, is when he goes to sit the dog up and pet it, and it just falls over.
Yeah. I feel like that was definitely not supposed to happen, but they were just like, keep rolling.
And then he starts dragging the dog with his fucking hand, and you can see Tommy and Cole and all them like trying to hide the fact that they're like laughing and shit. Yeah, I would not have been able to keep it together.
If I was on set, I'm losing it. It was like one of those moments like when Walter White, like, remember he threw the pizza box?
Yeah.
And like the behind the scenes, the pizza wasn't supposed to go up on the roof. Like that wasn't a part of filming that scene. He just happened to throw it up on the roof. Yeah. And you could see in the episode, there's a point where who plays Walter White again? Bryan Cranston. He looks up at the pizza on the roof and he sees, oh shit, the pizza's on the roof, and like he kind of starts to laugh, but then he's able to hold it together for the scene. I love like learning about little moments like that in films and shows. Yeah.
So anyways, shout out to Martin turning 30, man. One of the all-time greatest shows. Will forever be ingrained in the culture, as some of the dope shit. Sad how it kind of went out, obviously Martin did some fucked up shit to Gina. What's Gina's what's her name? Tisha Cole.
Tisha Campbell.
Tisha Campbell. There you go. Tisha Cole. Yeah, it's
you think about Keisha Cole.
But anyways, it seems like they're all back on good terms now. Sad that Tommy passed.
Yeah. Away. Man, this was. It doesn't, like, when you look at that picture, it doesn't look right because someone's missing.
Yeah. But that's his life, man. Anyway, moving on to some other